Hello, welcome to episode number 3 of In Our Garage.
And eventually one day we're gonna have like a garage over garage.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little thing. We've commissioned my husband to do it, so get cracking. You know who you are.
You know who you are.
He doesn't watch our podcast.
What? A lot of we lost quite a bit of an audience last week because they're like, we're not moms.
I don't think so. I think it's when we uploaded the video, but
No, I got a text.
Oh, who texted you?
Our dad.
Oh. He's not gonna watch it anymore?
No, he's like, I'll watch some episodes, but I'm not really a mom. It's fine. It's more brown now.
It's okay. I'm not worried about it. This was the lighting of our first episode.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about today?
We're talking about your motherhood and your birth story and what it's been for you since July.
Do you think anyone's going to notice that I'm wearing my best t-shirt?
Yes, you know who you are.
Yes. Okay, so motherhood. Yeah, so last week's story was your story.
Mine.
Hers is crazy. And then, mine was more... The reason I chose to do a birth center was...
Well, let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
So let's go with October 2024. What were we feeling?
October of 2024, I wanted to have a baby. But we were wanting to wait until after our honeymoon, which was supposed to be a 17-day long trip in Europe. And I didn't want to be pregnant while traveling through Europe. So I jokingly told my husband, let's give it a try. Because I thought that it would take longer to get pregnant because she had her infertility issues. And then I think I had read somewhere that
it takes like a year even for
regular. Yeah, it takes like a year to get pregnant. So I was like, there's no way we're going to get pregnant the first try. We did. We did get pregnant the first try, and I was pregnant throughout Europe, which was fine. And yeah, so my pregnancy was, honestly,
How did that make you feel about the food in Europe?
So my pregnancy was fine. I had a really good pregnancy, but I had the absolute worst morning sickness. And European food is trash. And when you're pregnant and you're traveling, like, the nausea, the morning sickness was terrible. Yeah, it was horrible. And so, like, I couldn't even handle the smells. Anytime I would think about Amsterdam after we came back, I would vomit because I was so just, like, nauseous when we were there. Yeah. And European food, I was clickbaited by TikTok by everyone being like, European food is so much better. It's not.
You didn't have a tuna potato?
No. Girl, I don't even like tuna, not.
I feel like I like it. Like, okay, we got the potato. We put the cheese in. We put the butter in. They mix it. Great. And then they throw beans on top. Or a big hunk of tuna. And I'm like, what are you doing to the greatest baked potato ever? And they get it like so mashed and they're so good. And then I see it and I'm like, I can't.
That's gotta be a London food.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the quotes of Ron Swanson, be American or nothing else.
Yeah, basically. The only place I ever liked the food was France. France's food was good, and mainly it was because it was bread. And then this
bread.
Like beef bourguignon or whatever, that was pretty fire. But Europe was cool, other than the morning sickness. I vomited in a train station up some yogurt in London because I was trying to not vomit, and then I ended up just throwing up everywhere, and they don't have any like trash cans or anything. And then Matt, my husband, had to go around and like beg the stores for napkins because they're really stingy in Europe with their stuff, and they wouldn't give him napkins. And he's like, my wife vomited, can I please have some freaking napkins? And then there were no trash cans because they have a problem with terrorism in there, I guess, according to our tour director. So there was no trash cans anywhere, so we were just carrying around vomit-covered napkins for a little bit, and yeah, that was
Happy honeymoon.
yeah, it was lovely. That was our beginning stages, but once that was passed, my pregnancy was really easy. I didn't have any issues. I was pregnant throughout the summer, and most people are like, "Oh, you don't want to be pregnant throughout the summer," but like I had a ton of PTO, and we went to the pool every Friday, and it was lovely. I got a beautiful tan, and when I went into labor, all of the midwives complimented my tan,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Thank you. I do go swimming."
I love the sun.
Like, and they're like, "You have such a gorgeous tan," as I'm like completely naked in front of them, and I was like, "Thank you so much."
I feel better. Get it out of me.
Yeah, like literally. But yeah, so I had an all natural birth. I didn't want to go to a hospital to have my baby because I didn't want to be bullied by doctors. If you've been online and you've been pregnant at all in the last year, I want to say, or year or two, online and being pregnant and hearing everybody's pregnancy advice and tips and tricks and everything sucks. And then you just see all the stories. And then my sister, I have a direct like correlation. She had a hole ripped in her spine. So I didn't want to deal with any of that. So I had exactly one appointment with a doctor that would have been at a hospital, and she was really mean to me. And I went, "Yeah, I'm not doing this."
Yeah, they're not.
And so I looked around and I called and I found a birth center, and I did that, and it was lovely. I had a very easy, like I said, pregnancy. I was pregnant until 41 weeks in
2 days, 3 days.
I think it's 3 days, which is the average. Most, like if you're a normal, healthy person, most first-time moms will go into labor naturally at 41 weeks, 3 or 4 days. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
So I went into labor naturally at 41 weeks, 3 days, which was the 4th of July. So I woke up at 8 a.m. on the 4th of July, and I was dilating. I started bleeding. I lost my mucus plug that morning, which gross.
Yeah.
For the people who have not, like they don't even notice, cool. That's awesome. Because I saw it and I went, this is nasty.
I told the nurse, I think I just lost a slug.
Ew. That's gross.
She's like, yeah, I had, like, when I lost mine, I had no idea what a mucus plug was.
Yeah, see, I knew what
I was like, something gross just fell out of me. Oh, it's normal. And I was like, normal? What the heck?
Yeah, so I lost that, and then we had planned already to come to my sister's for it, and I didn't realize that I was going into labor at that point. So we called the midwife. We went to the midwife early that morning before we came over, and she checked me out, and she said, "Yeah, I mean, you're a little bit, but I wouldn't worry about it. It's gonna take a while. Like, go do your day stuff, and like if you progress any further or you start feeling anything, let me know." So I was like, okay. So we came to my sister's, hung out, did 4th of July, watched K-pop Demon Hunters, which was hard because at that point I was contracting, and I'm like mid-contractions, like, yeah, soda pop. Yeah. I didn't get to finish the movie because we ended up going home, but so I labored here for most of the day, and then towards the end of the day, I want to say probably around 4 or 5, I was ready to go home because the contractions were getting more intense.
Raylan's here.
But so the contractions started getting more intense, and so I just wanted to go home because her in-laws were here, and every time I contracted, it was just kind of like,
yeah,
like,
very.
What's happening? And I was like, I don't want to labor in front of you people, like.
Yeah.
So we ended up going home, my husband and I, and I labored at home till I want to say like 11:30 p.m. And then they were getting closer together, so we called the midwife. We were like, hey, I think we want to come in. We went into the birth center, and I labored all night, and it was rough. Going into labor, it's a beautiful, magical, it sucks. It's incredibly painful. You're incredibly vulnerable because I got there and the midwife's like, do you want to take your pants off? And I was like, I guess, sure. So I was just in a sports bra, bottomless, for a solid like 15 hours.
Why though?
Cause the bleeding, and
you bleed.
Yeah, cause as the baby moves further down.
Oh, no, I should. I don't know if I mentioned this in the last video, but I've never actually been in labor, and I've never delivered that way, so her whole experience is like my only reference, but I also wasn't there because I didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
I get grossed out really easily, and I also can't handle seeing people in pain, especially my sister in pain. She'd be crying, and then I'd be crying, and it wouldn't be helpful.
Yeah, and it was funny because me and my husband, we did like all the classes. He wanted to be super like involved, so we did like the daddy doula classes. And then when I'm in pain, I don't like to be touched, and unfortunately, the daddy doula classes, there's like rub her shoulders, maybe massage her hips, and every time I was like, just please stop touching me, like I can't handle it.
Yeah.
So he ended up just kind of like hanging out, but he was still present, and it was lovely. And yeah, so because as the baby, hold for Jessica's sneezes.
Yeah, for real. What? Oh, I gotta blow my nose.
Alright, guys. There we go.
We're not keeping this in.
Yes, we are, because that's real.
No.
Authenticity. Yeah, in our garage. She
Sneezes
a lot.
Yeah, I literally, during COVID, I was like, I'm gonna get a mask that says I'm sneezy, I'm not sick. Because I sneeze so much.
Yeah, like nonstop.
Yeah.
But so anyways, as the baby progresses down, each time the baby, this is what my midwife told me, as the baby moves to new area, like further down, you bleed. Because that new area is stretching. So I was bleeding as the baby was progressing down. But yeah, so I was laboring at the birth center all night pretty much. At one point, it was taking so long, and the midwives were telling me the average like first time mom or daily labor for like 35 to 40 hours. And I was only in labor for 29 hours. And they were like, you're progressing beautifully. Like, it was really, so it felt really long though.
You said 29 to 35, it was only 6 more hours.
And I didn't have to endure those 6 hours.
Jeez. Okay.
But so it was taking so long to progress, and it's like the middle of the night, this poor midwife was here, and like we're not moving along, it's not getting any faster, and I finally was just kind of like at a breaking point, and my mom was there for a minute, and she made me go lay down to go to sleep because she was like, you need to just take a breath. So I went lay down, and as soon as I laid down, I just was sobbing, and then my husband's sobbing with me. Because it was just taking so long and I was just in so much pain.
Yeah.
And then I finally like relaxed and I was able to like sleep for a little bit between the contractions. So I was able to get a little bit of rest. And at that point I had hit the transitional phase, which is where you're able to like start pushing. So after I had napped for, I think I want to say I napped for a good like hour and a half, 2 hours. I woke up, vomited. Because, and that's a sign of the transitional phase. Woke up, vomited, and my water broke. And actually, my water had broke before that because I was sitting on like this peanut ball thing, just kind of like doing my breathing, and I was sitting like this on it, like rolling back and forth. And that was when my water broke. And then when I got up to go vomit, it broke. Like more water came gushing out to where like I have so much water. It was everywhere. So I'm vomiting and the water's gushing out at the same time. And then I was able to start pushing. And I pushed for 5 hours. And it was my own doing because I had really bad back labor. And so every time you start contracting, they want you to push with the contraction to like help the baby come out. But I couldn't focus on like pushing because it was so intense in my back that I would start contracting and I'd literally like push up out of the chair because I was like, I can't, like this hurts so bad. Then I finally got some nitrous oxide and that helped me focus my breathing, and then I was able to start pushing. more consistently with the contractions. And also at some point, I literally was like, I'm not going to push. I would go through the contraction and I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm done. I don't care. So I prolonged it. I definitely prolonged it because I was just like, I'm done.
I quit.
Like, for real. And once you hit the transitional period of like you're able to push, that's a lot better in pregnancy.
I thought you weren't supposed to push until it felt like you had to poop.
No. Once you're in the transition period, if I had pushed consistently with the contractions, she probably would have come out a lot sooner. I didn't want to push with
But what's
the
the point of pushing if you don't feel like she's going to actually come out?
You help, she still was high up. You're helping the contractions are pushing the baby down. When you push with the contraction, you're helping push her down further.
Oh, okay.
And I was refusing to do that on a lot of them because I was tired. And I was just like, I don't care. I'm done. And the midwife did something. She was like, let me see if I can help you. And she stuck her hand in to like see if she could like spread it a bit more. And that hurt. And I was like, nope, we're not doing that. But yeah, so after I got the nitrous oxide, it helped me focus a little bit more to where I was able to push. And then it was moving a lot faster at that point. I was able to like actually, and that was where each contraction to actually push her out was coming more. Like I would get breaks. You get breaks in between, like once. So it wasn't terrible. Whereas like the build up to that is just, you're just contracting. You're just in pain. And then, so the midwife was like, here, let's go, like, change position. So I was able to, like, waddle around, walk around, because I didn't have anything other than nitrous oxide. And she had me go and sit on the toilet, and she's like, oh, I think the baby's going to come here. And I was like, I'm not having a baby on this toilet. I'm not having a toilet baby. So I got up,
I think the baby's going to come here. No, it is not.
No, like, literally. She's all, oh, yeah, okay, I can see. And I was like, nope, I'm not doing this. So we got up and ended up going to the bed, and I was able to, like, so my husband's on the other side of the bed, and there's like the box spring, so I was able to like wedge my toes on the box spring, and kind of like in a frog position, I was rocking, trying to have gravity help the baby come out. And I was holding like the sheets, and if Matt hadn't been there, he's like, you were lifting the bed, and he's like, so I was trying not to move because you were lifting the bed every time you would go down. And I was like, oh, well, cool, because it really helped me like they call it bear down. You have to bear down. So
they do that in the nativity scene.
Yeah. So I was doing that, and basically I just kind of like slowly slid off the bed until I was on the floor. And at that point, I was like, at that point, once I started focusing on it, that was where it was like, oh, it felt like I needed to poop.
Oh, okay.
But it was weird because it felt like I knew that once I got this out, I would feel better.
Okay.
And so it was weird because I could feel her moving inside of me every time I would push. So I could feel like her arms and legs moving.
Oh, that's good.
It was weird. It was really weird.
That's awesome.
At one point, when I was like pushing, I bopped the midwife's head with my butt. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And she's like, it's fine. And I was like, you're really nice. And at one point, I farted in her face. And she was like, you don't have to apologize here. And I was like, thank you.
Excuse me.
Literally. But yeah, so then at that point, I got down, I was on the floor. And I was over it. I was so over it. It was like, I knew if I just needed to like, it was just like that little bit more. And I was like, I'm done. So I finally, and I don't know how loud I was. I wish I had Matt take like some sort of video. Because I felt like I was being loud. But it wasn't in like a dramatic like, yeah, it was very much like that. And so then I'm on the floor, hands and knees. And I was like, I'm done. I'm pushing this kid out. And I pushed, and I felt myself rip. And I was like, oh my God, it's ripping. And I pulled the baby back in. And the midwife was like, no, you have to push through it. And I was like, I don't want to. This hurts. It's ripping. I know it's ripping. And she's like, just push through it. And then I pushed through it. And then the baby came out. And I kept asking them, can you just pull her out? Just pull her out. I don't want to do it anymore. Can you just pull her out?
Why can't they pull her out?
She said, once I can see her ears, I can help you.
Oh, okay.
She's like, you have to push to her ears.
Okay.
And I was like, I can't. And I was like, just pull her out. She's like, push to her ears and I can help you. And then I must have gotten there because then after the ripping, her head came out because that was her head. And then I could feel them moving her to get her shoulders through. And that was weird because I could feel her body inside me.
Yeah.
And then I was like, just pull her out. And she's like, I'm getting there. I'm working on it. And then she got her and she was out. And then, yeah, and then everyone says, like, and you don't even feel the pain. No, I felt it. I was still very much in pain after she came out. But it was like a weird, like, as soon as she was out, I feel like that's when the hormones dropped. Because that was when I was like, oh my gosh, like, everything, it, like, shifted so quickly from, like, I'm in so much pain, it's coming out, and then it was just, like, a flood of just, I was shaking, and they're, like, they shoved her, like, up under me, and they're, like, trying to put her on my chest, and I was like, I can't grab her right now. And then the medical assistant, who also was pregnant at the time, she got me up off that floor so fast. She took off my sports bra, and immediately the baby was on me. And then it was just like, cool. The baby was on me. She looked just like her dad. She looked just like her grandpa.
Yeah.
She came out and I went, Matt, she looks like your dad. I was like, she looks like you, but she looks like Rich. And she was gorgeous. And then my husband and I got to hang out. And everything, and the midwife, after the baby came out, she's all, I saw where you tore when you said it, and I watched it rip. And I was like, oh my gosh. She's all, yeah, you're going to need stitches.
Let me help you out.
Yeah, so, and then the birth center was such a nice experience because I really wanted the immediate skin to skin, and the golden hour, whatever that is. And even the delayed cord clamping. So it took probably like an hour.
Yeah. For
the placenta to come out like naturally, and then even the cord to like be fully. The baby got all the blood. And that was weird. And the medical person, she's like, it's like giving birth to a jellyfish, and I was like, that's gross.
Stop describing things to me.
That was a gross analogy. Oh, and as I'm like pushing her out, they're like, do you want to feel her head? And I was like, no. I don't want to feel anything down there. I'm not in the medical field for a reason. They asked my husband if he wanted to catch her, and he's all, I'm okay. No, that's okay.
No, I'm good. You can do it.
Yeah.
How was bringing her home and breastfeeding? Your 4th trimester.
It's very real. The 4th trimester is very real. The birth center was nice because we got to go home so soon after. They stitched me up, they made me take a shower, and then they were like, all right, watch out for this, and you're good to go. And we literally left. I had the baby at 12 p.m. We went home at 5. And I was so excited about having the baby that my whole family was there when I came home.
She texted us, she was born, sent us a picture, and I got her weight, her length, and the circumference of her head and her shoulders. Yeah. Which I thought, how interesting. No one has ever let me know that before. And I was like, she wanted us to know. And then the next thing was, I tore 2 degrees.
Yep, I got a 2nd degree tear.
She made sure we knew. Her head was massive.
Yeah, I wanted everyone to know.
And then her shoulders were even bigger.
Yeah, they were. Her head was 13 inches, and then her shoulder was 14 inches. And so the midwife was like, you gotta stretch even more. And I was like, all right, gross. But yeah, so we got to come home 5 p.m. same day. And this is my first baby, and on my husband's side of the family, this is the first grandbaby. And so I was just so excited of, like, I had a baby. Like, look. My sister had already had 4 kids. And my brother had already had 2 kids. And so I was like, oh, you guys, like, I'm here. I have a baby. And my parents were in town, so it was nice, like, they all came over. And I know that's controversial, whatever, of, like, no one's allowed to see my baby until 3 months, blah, 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 blah. No, everyone met her literally the day she was born. My family did, and then my in-laws met her the next day. Because I was like, why am I going to be stingy with my baby?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't get this.
But yeah, so it was really nice. She got to meet her cousins. And like we got to come home, and it was a really cool experience of just like, I came home, Jessica hugged me, she's like, I thought you were going to die.
Yeah. I don't know. I get nervous. I was like, I don't know. She's like telling me what happened. I'm like, I thought you were gonna die, and I just got really nervous.
Yeah. And it was long. It was a long labor, but it was really nice.
You kept checking your location because the birth center was right next to the hospital to see if you went to the hospital. She's still at the birth center. She's still at the birth center.
Yeah. It was really nice though. We got to come, and like everyone got to see the baby, and then my postpartum was fine. I was really lucky because we did have such a village with my sister. My mom was here for a little bit, and then even my mother-in-law, she was lovely. Like everyone would come and check on us like once a week, come hang out. My husband was able to have paternity leave, and so he was there the first 6 weeks. And then breastfeeding hit me like a truck.
Yeah.
Breastfeeding was a humbling experience that I needed to go through, I think, because I was just so confident that I'm just going to breastfeed and it's going to be no problem. Because everyone I had known breastfed no problem. And so I read a book and I was like, yeah, breastfeeding's going to be easy. I know all the tips and tricks of like latching and like all this stuff. And my poor baby.
I'm just not going to give her a bottle. Like, it's not that hard.
Yeah. Well, and I didn't give her a bottle.
No, I know, but you understood why it was easier to give her a bottle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because and you really did it, and I was like, yeah, you just don't, and you're like, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
And you're like, I actually understand now why to do it.
No, and I absolutely. So, my baby, she had 4 mouth ties. She had a lip tie, a tongue tie, and 2 cheek ties. And so when she was born, she could barely open her mouth more than like, I don't know if you can see this, but like
barely.
It was very, very quiet. Or very, very small. So I couldn't get my breast into her mouth for her to latch. So she didn't feed for the first 24 hours. And she was also just sleepy. Like, she did not want to wake up. Yeah. She was just like living. And you know what though? I was pushing for 5 hours. She was very tight. But so the midwife came, they did a house call the next day, and she recommended that I go see a lactation consultant like as soon as possible. So we went the next day, and the lactation lady advised she had a lip, tongue, and 2 cheek ties. And so we went literally, this is like a 3-day process after birth. She went and she had them cut and everything, and then you have to do like stretches on her mouth.
Yeah, the crazy exercises.
I had to do stretches on her mouth for 6 weeks. Otherwise, the ties could potentially like refuse together, and she'd have to get them clipped. And so that was a struggle with getting her to latch, and then like having all that. And she still did latch, but her latch was terrible, which is why we had to go to a baby chiropractor. And we grew up in very like...
Well, and because you let her nurse with the tongue tie, it bruised and hurt. It messed up her nipple really bad.
I had really bad damage for a long time. And everything is just like, just keep nursing, just push through it.
If you're doing it right, it shouldn't hurt. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Someone tell me, what does that mean? Because I don't know if our levels of pain are different, but every single baby, the first 2 weeks, it hurts.
And and that's just getting used to it, but mine was on a different level because she was so poorly latched. But then, so we took her to a baby chiropractor, and I never would have thought that chiropractors, like, growing up, we were always told, like, chiropractors they're just going to break your neck. You're just going to up in the emergency room.
They're not doctors.
Yeah. And so we took her, and so I was a little bit nervous at first, and it helped so much. Like, she was so constricted in her shoulders and like her collarbone and her chin, like she couldn't really lift her head because I was pushing for so long.
Yeah.
And so the chiropractor helped with like adjusting that to where she could like relax her shoulders to where she was able to open up and actually nurse, whereas when I was trying to nurse her, she's nursing like this.
Yeah.
And like you can't get, it wasn't an efficient way to nurse. So we did the baby chiropractors, and that helped a lot, and that made it so much better. And then I wanted to give up, probably in like the fourth, fifth week. I was just like, I can't do this. I had so much damage. Every single time she would latch, it was like toe curling pain. Like I was just like, I'm tired of being in pain. I was still healing from the actual labor, and then on top of that, I was just in pain all day, every day for nursing. So I was like, I'm done. I don't want to do this. And I was like, I'm going to make it to the 6 weeks. Everything says push until if you can make it to the 6 to 8 weeks, you can do it. Like, just persevere. So I persevered, and literally, I'm not even kidding. Like week 7, it was like a completely different experience.
Yeah.
It was. She finally had adjusted enough. Like her latch was better. My damage had healed. Like it was such a completely different experience. And so I'm like, yeah. And then but it was crazy. And honestly, I get it. I understand not, like, everything is like breast is best and like, yeah. But like, if you didn't make it, I get it. Because it was
hard. It
hard.
is best. And it's such a, those women who latch their baby and it's like, oh, it was magical. That's amazing. Good for you.
It was hard.
Because I bruised on one side with my first daughter, and every single time I latched, it was like, okay.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
So painful. Literally. And every time I'd be like, it hurts so bad, and they'd be like, it shouldn't hurt.
I'm telling you, it freaking hurts.
It hurts.
Yeah.
Why would I lie to you?
It shouldn't hurt.
Why would I sit here and be like, it hurts, and be like, and you're like, it shouldn't hurt. Oh my gosh, it stopped hurting.
Yeah, like
it
literally.
It shouldn't. Oh, it stopped.
I guess
Thank you for telling me I wasn't making it hurt.
Yeah, you're right.
Me.
Goodness gracious.
I was like, try that again.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was, once that got better, it got a lot better. So my first 6 weeks postpartum, honestly, my first 8 weeks postpartum, they were really hard.
Well, then the emotional toll, like getting
and
adjusted.
Like you just don't, like, I used to hate it. I used to always just be like, I get it, like, when moms would be like, you don't get it till you have a kid, and like, I'd be like, yeah, but I can empathize, I can get it. No.
Like, oh, I've been around kids, I know, and it's, you don't
No,
get
you don't get it.
I've been around kids my whole life, you don't get anything until you have a kid.
And like, yeah.
As much as you're around kids, it's a different, moms have a different aura.
It's a different playing field. And you know what? So I took my baby to meet my coworkers when I was on my maternity leave. And one of my coworkers, she was so kind, and she was like, you look beautiful. Your mom glow is so lovely. And I was like, thank you.
I need help.
Yeah, she was like,
it's been a rough couple weeks.
She was just so like, I've been listening to you talk about wanting to be a mom, and you just look so beautiful in your momhood. And I was like,
that's so kind.
I
love that.
But yeah, and so it's crazy. It was a crazy experience.
Yeah. What have you liked about motherhood so far?
I've liked seeing her personality develop a bit. She's so nosy.
Yeah, she really is. She's the baby with FOMO.
She has such bad FOMO. She's so particular, which is
if
so
we like
funny.
Say something funny, like, well, like, oh my gosh, can you believe that happened? She'd be like, like,
yeah.
She hears any ounce of trash talk and she laughs.
She has such a, like, timing with her giggles.
It's so random, but it's still at the perfect time. Like, she won't be laughing at all, and then all of a sudden somebody will do or say something and you'll hear,
yeah, like, it's just such a funny thing. And then, honestly, I love how much she looks like her dad.
Yeah.
Because I like her dad.
Yeah.
And I think it is just so funny. Because I always was under, like, the mantra of, like, firstborn girls always look like their dad. And they do. She looks just like her father.
I think that was my favorite thing, too, with my daughter, was my oldest, is that she looks so much like her dad. And I just was like, I love him.
Yeah.
I never understood the girls who are like, my daughter looks like me, too. And I'm like, I love my husband. She can look like her dad.
No, like, literally. And I was like, I think her dad's cute. Like,
right. And I love seeing, like, they're girls. They look like their dads, but they're still very feminine looking. Like, they don't look like boys.
No, yeah.
And it's always so interesting. Like, I clearly can be like, you're a girl and you're But you look just like your dad.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
No, yeah. So I love that. I think it's so funny. And she makes like certain facial expressions, and I'm like, you look like your grandpa.
Yeah.
So I think that's really fun. I think that's cool. And then
Her judgy old man is her grandpa.
yeah. But yeah,
What do you look forward to?
I'm looking forward to seeing like her interests and stuff. Her dad and I are very like, I like Game of Thrones. I'm very into the Hunger
Nerdy.
Games. We both play video games. I just finished the Witcher series. Love.
Yeah.
I can't believe I didn't watch it sooner. I'm gonna read the book. But so I'm
Is there
interested.
a song from the first season?
Yeah. Toss a coin to your Witcher.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Valley of Flame. That
Yeah.
song's been stuck in my head for days.
Yeah, when I was playing video games with my friends that were all watching it, we would sing it.
Yeah, it's very catchy.
Yeah.
But so I'm interested to see like what she's into. Like your kids are like Rory likes like the K-pop Demon Hunters,
yeah.
but even like the kind of more edgy stuff, whereas your
Right,
other daughters are into like the makeup and like.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see like what she's interested in, and then I'm interested to see. Because your kids are going to be the cool older cousins.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm interested to see how, like, if she's going to be like, well, Libby showed me this and it's really cool.
Yeah.
Because that's how.
Dress up like them.
Yeah, because that's how I was with, like my older brother. I literally joined marching band because my brother did marching band, and I was like, this is
And my
so
cousins
cool.
were the literal coolest people I'd ever met.
Yeah.
I'd get their hand-me-downs, they were, like, humongous on me, and I'd wear them still.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see how that is and, like, just more of her little personality, because she's already so particular and so like sassy in her own baby form.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's exciting.
It is
So
exciting.
that's your phase of motherhood, and mine's older kids and
Yeah.
car routines.
I'm excited though. It'll be
Oh,
nice.
I have a segment that we've been wanting to do that I forgot, and we'll insert a thing for it.
Okay.
So this is what's for dinner.
Mom, what's for dinner?
What's for dinner?
Thank you, Libby, for that recording.
Oh, you did do it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, I'm gonna have to figure out how to input that. Okay.
So for dinner tonight, we're having fry bread because we're going to a birthday party, and tomorrow before church, I'm putting chili into a crock pot, homemade chili secret recipe. One day I'm gonna enter it into a contest, and we'll see how well it does.
Secret recipe because every time we make this chili, we get so many compliments.
Everyone
on
loves
it.
our chili. So that's for dinner today and tomorrow, and then probably this week, I know I have chicken enchiladas on the menu.
I recently made butter chicken for the first time,
And it's good.
and it was so good. It was so nostalgic for me, which was so funny.
What, and if, besides the chili, we'd be willing to share any of our recipes.
Yeah, besides the chili, maybe.
So let's see what you guys want.
Maybe when we hit a certain number, we'll share that recipe,
Yeah.
and then everyone can go, what?
Also, yeah, we're not gross, only meat chili because we're not eating meat soup. It has beans in it, like human beings.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what's for dinner this week. This is a couple
So what
days.
is that segment exactly? Is it just explaining what we're having for dinner?
Yeah, to give people ideas for dinner.
Oh, okay.
So you watch it and you're like, oh yeah, I should make chili. So I feel like what's the hardest part about weekly stuff? Coming up with freaking dinner.
You know what? Yeah. Matt and I got pizza the other day because I was like, I don't know what's for dinner.
My husband can eat pizza every single day. The moment I don't know what's for dinner, he goes, pizza? I got rewards because he orders so much pizza. Yeah, so I just wanted to share what we're having for dinner so that you guys could get some ideas. So for me, chili, chicken enchiladas, fry bread, which if you can make fry bread, I can't even do it, so.
I made it once in my culinary class my junior year of high
nice.
school. It's really easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not anything. Fry bread messes my stomach up, so I can't.
We also have Instagram and TikTok. We're
Mm-hmm.
old ladies. So we're still figuring all that out. We did create the accounts, we did link the accounts, and we post clips and stuff, but we really just...
We're trying to get consistent with it. We're
Yes.
figuring it out. I'm editing the videos, and editing is hard
the technological part of this is hitting so hard.
But we're making progress.
Hopefully the camera's even better.
Yeah.
By the
hopefully.
end of our topics, we'll have like the best camera because every week we're like, it needs a different camera.
Yeah, so hopefully it's better. It should be.
Yes, so next week's topic is friendships and relationships, and I'm pretty sure Shayla's supposed to be on that podcast with us.
Oh gosh, that one might be delayed then. We're gonna have to figure
Yeah.
that one out.
Our sister's gonna join us.
You know the Mormon one.
Yeah.
Oh wait, sorry.
LDS.
LDS.
She'll be joining us as we talk about adult relationships, adult friendships, and relationships with your parents, relationships with your siblings.
And just the different, like...
Just the different parts of it, and we're going to talk about that next week. But for today, thank you for watching, and that was...
Let me know if there's any, or if you had a similar birth experience.
Yeah.
Both of us had such, like, crazy ones, and, like, we're sisters. And I know that sisters doesn't mean, like, you have to have the same exact experiences, but you would think that you'd have the little bit of, like, similar ones.
Yeah.
And ours are so different, and then... Yeah, I mean, if there's anything you want to hear more of or whatnot,
Yeah, ask questions.
let us know.
Remember, if your baby's clean, fed, in a safe place, they're doing great.
You're doing great.
You're doing great.
The fourth trimester very much exists.
You're not alone. All of us go through it.
If you don't make it through breastfeeding, we get it.
We get it.
We get
We're
it.
there with you.
It's totally understandable. But yeah, so next week will be fun.
Yeah.
That'll be a fun one. Our sister Shayla is hilarious.
Yes.
She has great comedic timing, and I know she's gonna get a big head about that.
Oh yeah.
But she does. She's so funny.
She is.
So yeah, that'll be fun. She's gonna sit right between us. Where our drinks are.
No drinks next week, Shayla.
Yeah.
We're gonna put a silhouette.
We're gonna need to get another mic.
Oh shoot, the other mic.
Or just. And how does it make you feel? Yeah, okay. Well, that was our story this week. If you, yeah, I don't know, like, subscribe. Welcome to our garage. If you're new here, thanks for coming.
Watch our first video so you understand what we're doing
Yeah, just two sisters hanging out.
in our garage.